the wood, crown of thorns, pressed down, blood running. Heavy. Dripping into the soil, into history, into every generation that will come after. And listen, we rise as the watchmen, Warsheep, not sheep to be led, but warriors. Every gospel, every promise, every truth, we guard it like our lives depend on it, because it does. They mocked him, they laughed, they spat, they said, this man is nothing. But Yahweh said, he is everything. And so we fight, not with fists alone, not with fire alone, but with the word. The streets, the shadows, the lies, we confront them all. Do you hear me? From the cross to the corners of the world, the message survives. Every whisper of injustice, every lie dressed as truth, we see it. And we rise, Warsheep rise, through pain, through blood, through fire. The spirit marches on. Crown of thorns, blood of the king. We bear the scars. Guard the word. Guard the word. No chains. No fear. No compromise. Yahshua reigns while the fallen despise. Warsheep, rise. Beat drops heavier, music swells. Now the fight begins, and the truth cannot be stopped.
I wish someone told me this earlier, but the most successful people in the world actually work the least. Here's their secret. The thought of slowly dying behind a computer screen really started weighing on me the other day, so I hired an AI project manager, and stick with me. I mean, think about it. Human beings evolved to hunt, explore, create, and solve problems, not to send status update emails and attend meetings about meetings that honestly could have been emails. Yet somehow, that's what we've convinced ourselves work looks like. To tell you
I see the wolves in the pulpit. I see the silver tongue selling death like it's mercy. But Yahweh is my fortress, Yahshua is my sword, and I am awake. I was blind, led by liars in velvet robes, counting my pain like coins, stacking my woes. They whispered faith, but it was bondage and chains, preaching heaven, delivering only my pains. I've walked through shadows, through valleys of the dead, where every step I took, they cursed my head. But I saw the light, how I placed in my eyes, saw through the lies, now I rise, I rise. Yahweh is my light, yeah. Yeshua is my shield, yeah. False shepherds fall back, yeah. Your lies won't be revealed, yeah. I'm standing in the fire, walking in the storm. I'm calling on Yahweh, and I'm fully reborn. Silver tongues dripping with fraud and greed, preying on sheep, planting false seed. You talk of blessings, but your hands are foul. I spit truth like thunder, I howl at the hour. I learn patience, I learn wrath, I learn the grind. Your kingdom of shadows will never confine. I move like the lion, relentless, unbowed. Yahshua my king and I roar it loud. Wait on Yahweh, wait and rise. See the wicked fall before your eyes. The night is heavy, the wolves are near, but Yahshua's light makes their lies disappear. Fear, never shame, I spit it out. The Lord is my power, I walk without doubt. Yahweh is my light, yeah. Yahshua is my shield, yeah. False shepherds fall back, your lies won't be revealed, yeah. I'm standing in the fire, I'm walking in the storm. I'm calling disguise. Your empire of lies ends tonight. I am the sword, I am the voice. Yahweh is my light, Yahshua is my choice. Sheep talk, no lions roar. Yahweh is my light, Yahshua is my shield. False shepherds fall back. Your lies won't be revealed.
I see a man on the stage, but the truth looks small. Preaching heavy with the mask, but the faith gon' fall. Claiming kingdom in the wilderness, building walls, but I break bread with the truth. I don't stall, you talk shepherd, but you lead sheep blind. I design faith with a Yahweh giving mine. Your empire's just a hustle, dollar signs in disguise. But I walk with the light, and it cut through the lies. I don't bow to a fake crown, no rope, no staff, can't hold me down. I'm a storm in the temple, turn the tables around. Truth too loud, can't silence the sound. See, I'm chosen, blueprint, heaven's on design. You just copy from the book, but forget the spine. I don't need no code to define my shine. I'm the architect of freedom, I redraw the lines. You preach power, but it's fear that you sell. A wolf in the cloth, but the sheep know well. I don't follow men, only Yahweh. I compel every kingdom built on sand, always ends when it fell. I'm the truth in the rhythm, the proof in the sound. I shake the whole system when my words come down. They claiming they the saints, but they playing the clown. I'm the trumpet in the end, watch the walls fall down. So keep your titles, your stage, and your claim. I'm eternal flame, can't box my name. You a footnote, I'm a whole new page. And the truth never dies, it just steps off stage.
Yeah. Yeah. You can fool the sheep, but you can't fool the shepherd. You can hide the hand, but you can't hide the record. Let's talk. False prophet with a pulpit, pockets fat but the spirit weak. Quoting Paul on discipline, but your house built on greed. Claiming you the general, but generals bleed. You the pharaoh in the temple, still oppressing the freed. Talking war with the saints, but you losing the fight. More empire than Zion, more shadow than light. Saying Yah in your tongue, but the motive ain't right. I see Judas in your stance when you preaching the night. You ain't holy, you a hustler with a Bible in your hand, stacking bricks for your kingdom. Not the Father's plan, can't disguise truth. It'll burn through the scam. When the trumpets sound loud, we gon' see where you stand. You a shepherd or a salesman, power in your grip, congregation like a waistband. I ain't sure by the change that you try to demand, cause the spirit cut deeper than the laws of a man. Listen, I don't follow idols, I don't bow to a stage. You can't monetize the kingdom, you can't trademark the faith. Your discipline's a cage, your doctrine is a blade. But the truth gon' slice cleaner than the lies you parade. This ain't revelation, it's manipulation. You speaking like Moses, but moving like Satan. You dressed in tradition, but
Boom. All right. Hopefully y'all are doing well out there. Boom. All right. Mic coming in clear. Try yours, bro. Hopefully y'all are doing well out there.
Mic check.
Boom. All right. Mic coming in clear. Try yours, bro. Hopefully y'all are doing well out there.
Mic check.
We solid.
I guess the mic doing good.
All right. All right. Welcome in, y'all. Welcome back to the Warsheep Podcast. Listen, we got a whole new scenery for y'all today. Honestly, tell you the truth, this is a beautiful opportunity for myself and my brother Rah to get on here and come on here and honestly talk about unity. I know I made a recent video, y'all, a recent video in regards to unity and how far-fetched it may be. But honestly, tell you the truth, unity has to come in so many different facets. It has to come in so many different lights. And honestly, there's so many different routes and ways to go in order to accomplish the goal of unity. You just can't give up on the option. You can't give up on the mission. You can't give up on that goal, no matter what, right? So this is what we're here to shed more light on here today. You understand? Because here at the Warsheep Podcast, we believe that light creates understanding. Understanding creates love. Love creates patience. And that patience will create unity. So let's get unified in the spirit, y'all. Where is the cursor at? So my thing is I'm trying to see where the cursor is.
We just having a little few technical. This is our first live stream in this scenery, y'all. So y'all gotta just bear with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me
It's
see.
not working. Did it die?
Yeah, let me check it out.
It's empty. Yeah, I figured. All right, y'all. So I guess we're gonna skip the intro for today. And it's all good because you know what? It's technical difficulties. We getting used to the new setup, to the new studio here. Hopefully, you guys really enjoy the scenery. Pretty soon, we're gonna have two different camera options for you guys. Right now, we're going based on this one because we got this thing rocking and rolling. It's a pretty good angle. You guys let me know what your thoughts are. All right, you guys let me know what your thoughts are. I'm gonna be in the chat over here, right? Loud and clear. All right. So I guess we're gonna dive deep into this topic here real quick. We're gonna go ahead and get rocking and rolling. So we're here talking about unity here today, y'all. And I just wanted to welcome y'all in. We're talking about unity, setting aside your ego and being able to build as a unified team. Honestly, understanding how to accomplish things, not only as brothers, but also understanding what faith and traditional beliefs that you all hold, whether you have agreements or disagreements in those beliefs. No matter if you have certain things you agree with or disagree with on your normal everyday walk in life, period. Understanding how to set aside the ego and pick up the reins of unity and go for unity rather than going for individuality, right? And so, of course, y'all already know I got my brother Rah here with me one more time. Again, he's going to be making a frequent appearance on the Warsheep Podcast, and as well, he's here representing the conversations of the conscious. And honestly, listen, we're going to start pumping out some really good content to where we can be able to solidify ourselves. Why don't you go ahead and talk to the people for a minute, brother?
Yes, sir. So yeah, I'm here with my brother Barak. You know, we here unified. We decided we need to come together and bring this information here together. Why not bring biblical stories and then connect it with the way the world is today? Because honestly, we living in the end times, I believe. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of stuff going on, and that's what Conversations of the Conscious is about. You know what I mean?
That's right.
It's about us recognizing what's really going on, speaking facts, not sugarcoating nothing, and just really just bringing the truth to y'all. So that's what this is about. We got Warsheep Podcast featuring Conversations of the Conscious Podcast. Again, my name is Rah, y'all. I am the host of Conversations of the Conscious Podcast. And we ready to bring it to you and talk about the truth, bring the truth out, like, you know, how we always do.
That's right. So we're going to be definitely streaming a lot of these conversations, right, to where we're just having candid conversation, not only based on biblical topics, but also based on everyday life, y'all. Not only are we going to be streaming, of course, from here, from the Warsheep Podcast, but also my brother here, Rah, has Conversations of the Conscious podcast that he has as well. And we're actually double streaming right now as we speak. So I appreciate y'all joining me here today. Honestly, the first topic we're going to definitely start on. And while we're going through this, y'all, if you need a question answered, if you got a question or anything, if you got something, then put a question mark beside it or behind it. So that way it can indicate it. Hopefully I can be able to see it because I'm so far away. We gotta do a couple things. it'll indicate it as a question. That way we can answer certain questions, but I don't know. We're just going to have a conversation, right? So we're going to dive into this thing. Let's go ahead and get into it. Now, defining unity. Honestly, a couple scriptures that I would like to go over in defining unity will be Psalms 133:1. And behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. That is Psalms 133:1. How beautiful it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. And Ephesians 4:3, right? And endeavoring to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. Now, keeping the unity in the spirit of bond of peace. Unity, bro. What do you think about that in regards to unity?
Yeah, honestly, man, I just believe that unifying families is the most important thing, because you got to look at the world in the way it is today.
That's right.
Our culture, meaning the Aboriginals, the Hebrew Israelites, the whatever group of people, Black people, African Americans, whatever you want to call it, because we've been given many names, right? As a people, all of us should unify together, especially in nowadays, right now, because honestly, the dollar going up, everything's becoming more expensive. If you look at other cultures, they work together. They don't care if they fight or not. They don't care what happens. They sticking together, and not only are they gonna stick together, they're gonna put their resources together. The problem, I feel like, with a lot of our people, and a lot of people just in general too. I can't just say, just whoever you are. It's the problem is you need to unify. You need to unify with your people. Let bygones be bygones. Get rid of all the negative thoughts, negative patterns, and fight together instead of against each other. So unifying creates generational wealth. It creates structure. It creates a balance. And that's one of the things that I really highly believe in, is to work together no matter what, and to make sure that we, just continue to love one another,
Absolutely. And I got to agree with that. You know what I mean? Because in unity, it comes with pain. It comes with love. It comes with long suffering, patience, kindness. All these different things will create a space for unity that will be healthy, that will be well balanced. And we all know that the Most High hates a false balance. That's one thing that he absolutely hates. Now, balance is always going to come, honestly, when you're unifying as a team. You're not going to always see eye to eye. You're going to see things on a different spectrum, right? And sometimes you might even get into a particular conflict with one another. But the truth is one thing for sure, that you know that you still have the love of the brethren, and that you still keep it unified, and that you still have that individual's back no matter what, no matter what comes into play. That unity will always be the key and the key goal. Because my thing is this, bro.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is that the times where I can remember even going up against the U.S. government, the times where we're unified is when we're strongest together,
mm-hmm.
when we're less stressed,
mm-hmm.
when we're more productive, when we're more effective as a team. You get what I'm saying? Is when we're coming together in unity, in unification, right? And the most turmoil times, the most times that might be more difficult times, that's more stressful, that's more, man, I got this much work on me, piled on me, is the times where we're not unified, where we're not on the same page or running at the same pace. What would you think about that?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Me as a man, and all men should think this way, bro. I feel like this, like all men should think this way. Feelings, put your feelings to the side. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Put your feelings to the side, because feelings are not for men. Feelings are not for men. We have to deal with real life obstacles. So when there's a problem, we solve them, like math. When we solve problems, there's going to be another problem. Guess what you do? You solve that. Now, I would rather have good problems, and I would rather have good problems. And good problems are having a team behind you, because as a team, we can tackle those good problems. Us as men, we got to show the ladies out here that coming together despite our differences, despite whatever we believe in, is more important than not sticking together. Because I can make $1 million by myself, right? But if we come together, we can make 30 million. And if we split that 30 million in two, that's 15 million a piece. So why not team up? despite our feelings. It ain't got nothing to do with what we believe in. It ain't got nothing to do with who we believe in. It ain't got nothing to do with none of that. Long as your intentions are pure, long as you're doing right by God, and long as your intentions are pure, I feel like that at the end of the day, man, we can make a lot happen. I hope I was able to,
Yeah, absolutely.
on that.
Because that's what it is. That's what it means to be unified as a team. Yes,
exactly.
You hit the nail right on the head. That's what it means to be unified as a team. You can't come together in unity if you're too busy poking and looking at all of the differences.
Right.
If you don't like the way that the man's hair is combed, then you got to figure out what the problem is within yourself, not within what he's doing as a man. You got to figure it out yourself. What's wrong with me? Why do I feel like that I want to play spirits on top of this man because I disagree with his hairstyle, or I disagree with the way that he dressed, or I disagree with this A, B, and C? But he's got a multitude of different talents, and whatever you're placing on his life, it don't fit the bill. You understand what I'm saying? So getting over your offenses, getting over the issues or conflicts that you believe that you created in your mind, and then coming together and bringing and pulling together your resources, it would be the best bet for you. Because guess what? That's what all of our ancestors did from generation to generation, time after time, all throughout our Hebrew faith and culture and walk, all throughout history and time. The only way we built dynasties is by unifying, by coming together in unity.
See, what happened was, man, it's what you call integration.
Right.
We were integrated. Martin Luther King had a dream. If you watched it, he had that dream, and he pretty much kind of like got everybody integrated. And he thought it was a good idea up until, if you watch the next video that nobody ever shows, he'll say, "I've led my people into a burning building." Basically, that's what he said from what I had saw. And if you really look at it, Black Wall Street, Tulsa, all these major, all this is major because we came together then, and then it was bombed, it was destroyed. So at this point, what are we really doing? What are we really doing? It's divide and conquer. This is so simple and easy. Even a baby can understand this. Divide, conquer. So if we all got attitude problems and we can't stand each other, that's division right there. If everybody's stressed out about rent, where they're going to get their next food from, where they're going to get water from, that's division. It creates division. When we can all just come together, say hypothetically 30 men come together with 30 women, and everybody pour into a pot and buy 100 acres. Not only can we provide our own food, we can provide our own water, we can provide our own electricity. This is what really counts. It's like, the land has been stolen, so at this point it's time to get it back. How? Based off of business. We on this planet, and we have a contract here. God gave us a contract. In this contract, he basically said, hey, I need y'all to take care of this planet, take care of the animals, take care of each other, love each other, and then boom, you die. It's a time limit. So at the end of the day, I look at it like it's all business. You know what I'm saying? I love my people, but we got some business to take care of.
Yeah. And that's what it is, though. Plenty of business. And that's what it's about. Unification, and not only equity within the scriptures, right? Understanding that that's what the Most High would will, right? Because of course, that somebody who's causing strife and contention, right, and wants to cause divisions amongst the brethren, those things are not of the Messiah. Those things are not of Yah, right? Unity, being unified in the spirit, being able to be one in spirit, those things are truly is what is of Yah. That's of Yahweh. That is of the Messiah, Yeshua, Hamashiach. That is the true way, right? But any other way, there's no way. You understand what I'm saying? Anybody who's operating outside of those bounds, those confines, honestly, who will not make it more, I guess, conducive, make a more conducive atmosphere for unity, those individuals are not working for Yeshua. They're not working for Yah. If they're not finding every opportunity to bring peace and unification into any space that they're in, they are not operating after the will of the Father. They just aren't, because it's not in them. It's not in their soul. It's not in their spirit. They want to continue to have divisions, cause divisions, maintain divisions for the simple fact that they're not being used of Yah. Now, my thing is this, right? Since they're not being used of Yah, bro, we know that ego, that pride comes from a spirit of Leviathan, right? And those spirits of ego, of pride, are the ones that will continuously cause division, that will continuously want to work against unity. We're gonna move into this next thing, right? Ego, right? Ego, the silent divider is ego. What do you think about that, bro? What do you think about that?
Yeah, man, honestly, it's all facts. Ego. See, this is the thing. I got, let me see, I got you, I got another brother, I got 3 brothers, 1 dad. You know, it's 4 of us. You know, at one point in time, we didn't get along, y'all. You know, we didn't get along. But it wasn't our fault. You know, it was ego's fault. You know, our egos got the best of us, and we weren't taught properly because of the things that we saw growing up and the way our life has went. But now that we operate on a higher frequency, a higher level of thinking, God has blessed us and opened up our minds, and he allowed us to be able to come together as family and understand exactly what the mission is. Our father being a leader, I'm talking about our biological dad on this planet being a leader, was able to get that situated. So I feel like that him doing that, he put his ego to the side. He was like, hey, let me be great. You know, let me bring my sons together in order for us to have us sitting down right here, right now, at this very moment. That was a good ego move for him to remove that, you know. And so ego is a silent killer, y'all. Think about it. How many women out here are alone right now with no man in the household? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not protected. Now you got everybody can come inside and do whatever they want. We here to protect y'all, ladies. You know, Rah here to protect the ladies. I love my women. You know what I'm saying? So I just need them to know that, like, not perfect, but at the end of the day, intentions should be good, and my ego is put to the side, and so is my brothers. So we definitely feel like that ego is a big silent killer in the families.
Absolutely. And I think that humility, working on humility, honestly, tell you the truth, especially when you're moving in such a level of confidence that you think is confidence, but you may be coming off as being arrogant, right? You know, moving in such a level of confidence, right? That's where you have to work and massage that out to fit in and make time and open up space to let humility take charge, run the show for you. First, leading with humility, being humble, and then checking yourself and saying, you know what? In this situation, I could have been a little bit more humble about it. I could have been a little bit more understanding. I could have been a little bit more receptive as to what the individual was trying to give to me, right? Like, I remember when Dad was trying to teach me Hebrew and trying to teach me not Hebrew, but Arabic. He was trying to teach me Arabic, and of course, I'm too young. I'm a knucklehead, right? And I'm like, man, I don't want to learn no Arabic. Now I want to learn Arabic, you know, because like I'm older now and I feel like I want to expand my knowledge. I want to expand my reach. I want to expand my level of being able to communicate. And I feel like learning Arabic would be a great thing to do, right? But then as a knucklehead, you leading with ego and pride, thinking that your father, oh man, he trying to force me to learn some Arabic. No, he's trying to force me to be better. He's trying to force me to prosper, to grow, to be even more intellectual, even more communicative on multiple different scales. You know what I mean? In other cultures, right? Other cultures, they would see that opportunity and they would go running for it. But in our culture, in the melanated culture here in the United States, we see that as bondage. We see that as something that's like, man, no, I don't want nothing to do with that. Like, right?
Yeah.
And we run away from something that's going to make us even more powerful, even better, even more effective in this world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. You know, us being younger, we didn't have that understanding. See, a lot of it's the minds, it's the mind frames. You know, we suffer from lack of knowledge. This is true.
Yeah,
it's been points and times in my life.
Suffer from the lack of knowledge because they reject knowledge.
Right.
Therefore, you should reject them.
Exactly. And now check this out, y'all. Knowledge is worth. Wisdom and knowledge is worth more than gold itself. It's worth more than money. Without this, you're not gonna make and generate no money. This is energy. So without that, you have nothing. Without unity, you have nothing. Your ego gets in the way of knowledge and wisdom, is what I'm saying. So if you cannot obtain knowledge and wisdom, you cannot obtain money. Meaning you got to open your mind up and let the ego go, and you have to focus. I'm not saying y'all got to trust your family. I'm not saying y'all got to trust everybody. I know it's hard to work with everybody. And this is big when I say this, you know what I'm saying? Think about this. You don't have to trust anybody. I mean, people do change, but what about the mission? What about the goal? Can we go ahead and trust that? You know what I'm saying? So if we got a mission, we got a goal to reach one thing, and we say we all want to come together and do this one thing. It don't got nothing to do with trusting each other. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's got everything to focusing on the mission, and it all boils back down to business.
It sure does. And
I'm not gonna lie to
you know, most brothers, right? Most brothers don't fall out just based on doctrine. They don't fall out because of ego, right? It's pride. It's a lot of times it's pride mixed with ego, right? And because of that, they want to ask questions, and it's like the main questions is in their own mind. They let the house of Satan, they let a wicked devil deceive them and minister to them and start to ask them questions and start to make things that are not important more important, more of a forefront. Like, who's going to lead? Like, who's going to take the credit for this, right? Or who's going to reap all the glory for whatever it has been accomplished, rather than thinking about it in a unified sense as to where, man, we got talents here. This brother is talented at this. He accomplished this. Man, give honor where honor is due and give credit where credit is due, right? And allow them to be able to reap the honor where they need to reap it and the credit where they need to be credited, right? And that's what the book teaches us to do. And so when we're walking in that light, it really hinders our growth to being able to be successful together. I know a lot of y'all out there got brothers, you got sisters, you got siblings, you got brothers in the faith, to where you look at them, maybe you're envious of something they can accomplish. Maybe you're envious of something that they're doing. Maybe you're looking at what they're doing and you're trying to villainize it because they're good at it, right? But I'm going to tell you this much. It would be the wrong thing to think about, is to see their talents and see what they're able to accomplish and pursue and do, and then to villainize them because they're good at it. That's just the wrong thing to do. That's when ego, when pride starts to really kick in and tear everything apart. You already know that Satan is the great destroyer, right? He's going to come what? To steal, to kill, and to destroy. He's going to come to steal your joy. He's going to come to steal your happiness. He's going to come to steal your love for one another. Then he's going to come to destroy everything you work so hard to build, not only with each other in trust, not only with each other in foundational trust, but also everything around you. If he can be able to work through you and use you, then guess what he'll do? He'll use you. He'll manipulate you. He'll control you, and everybody else around you will be miserable in your presence, right? Be miserable in your stead because of your allowing him to use you. But the moment you step out of that, right? The moment you come across, and the same thing with individuals dealing with pride, with an offense, you've been offended by this individual. And this person came to you and repented openly, whatever it may be. You still holding this brother to the sin. You still not letting him move past the sin. You still holding him to who he was yesterday, rather than looking forward to who he is today and in the future, holding him accountable for whatever he's done from now to in the future, right? Take him for who he is now, hold him accountable for who he is now, and then look forward to a brighter future. Not to say that you're putting things off on him to make him perform in the way, because you're sending spirits at him when you start to say, oh, this person's the same person he's always been. You're sending spirits at him. You're trying to tear him down. No, divorce that from your mind. This person is starting all over, fresh, in the newness of life, being reborn in Yeshua, in Hamashiach, right? Being reborn in Christ. And you got to take him for who he is today and move forward with the person you got right in front of you.
Most definitely. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I honestly believe that, you know, even if you don't believe in Yeshua or Christ, right? As long as your intentions are good, as long as you come in peace, we can do something together and we can build something, you know, because we all are different and we all do believe different things. I personally believe in God. I believe in Yeshua. I believe in peace, unity, love, respect. I believe in universal balance too, meaning the laws of the land. I believe in that. So, that's just my beliefs. That don't mean that you got to believe the same thing I believe. And that don't mean we can't make some money together. You know what I mean?
Right.
That don't mean we can't help families together.
Can't build. Yeah.
Yeah. That don't mean we can't do that. So any man that has his own separate beliefs, I feel like that he should definitely let go of any egos connected with that, because at the end of the day, we all are different. We all have different skin tones, different minds, different everything. We all dress differently. So we at war,
Absolutely.
And we at war for a battle. It's a battle of the minds, nothing else. Everything is in your head. So we could just get in our head and just respect that we are at war and focus on working together while we at war. We'll win the war. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
think about it. Like, if everybody stopped spending money today, what would happen? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just a piece of paper, right? Or am I tripping?
True.
If I'm tripping, please somebody let me know. Because all I see is a piece of paper that everybody keep passing around. And when they pass it around, some people think they better than other people. Some people think they got I got my house this big and this and that.
That's
what
right.
If everything just collapsed? And what if the government did snatch your home like they do if you don't pay your property taxes? And you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then where you gonna turn? What if you don't have anybody?
Where you gonna go?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's where family come in at, and that's where the ego stops, and that's where ultimately it's time to come work together at that point. When you say that. So I say that to say this, bro. We gotta lose the love of money and just come together and love each other at the end of the day. And try our best to work together. Not saying you gotta live with each other or nothing, but follow one mission, one agenda. If you're gonna start a business and you're gonna start an LLC or corporation, put together a plan, bring the family in, and execute. That's it. No matter, long as there's respect there, you can't work with everybody. True, you can't work with everybody, but that means they just not for that position. They can be used for something else. Use their strengths. Like your sister or your brother might have an attitude problem and might be overprotective. Use that tool and let them be who they are, and use that for where it need to be used for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because ultimately they are useful. Everybody generates money. Everybody can make billions of dollars. Everybody can use their hands and toes and mind. So it's all good. You just got to learn how to delegate. And that's what this is about. Stepping up to the plate as men and delegate authorities. And you do this, do that, and come together as a function like the ants.
Absolutely. Yeah. And he said in the scriptures, it says to consider thy ant, thy sluggard, right? Meaning the ant's going to work diligently. If you got ego involved, right, and you're trying to figure out who's going to reap the benefits here, who's going to do this, who's going to do that, and you're constantly picking at it or whatever you're doing, right, to be able to supersede, overshadow whatever it is, right? The same things that were designed in talent for me is not going to be the same things that's designed in talent for your brother. Like my brother Rah here is talented at so many other different things that I can be confident if I'm not in the room that he can be able to hold the room. And that is vice versa, right? To where he knows that I can hold the room. If he's not in the room, I can hold the room. You understand what I'm saying? And so my thing is this, right? Understanding that will give us an opportunity of mutual respect. It'll give us an opportunity for humility. It will give us an opportunity to win no matter what. It don't matter what we're going through. We still understand where we're at in our positions in each other's lives. But when you're working opposite or contrary to it, neither of you be able to build together ever because nobody's accepting any accountability or having mutual respect for one another. I believe that Lucifer, he himself fell because of that very reason. For that very reason, he failed. For that very reason, this is the reason why he went completely downhill, was because he was too busy focused on the things that did not matter, right? He wanted the spotlight, right? When he didn't deserve the spotlight. The Most High didn't give him the spotlight. And that was not what he was designed to do, was to be in the spotlight. You understand what I'm saying? Same thing happens with our community. With our community, people want the spotlight. People want the attention. right? And I believe that we produce so many different people who have narcissistic traits because of the simple fact that they all want something that they should not be trying to have. They shouldn't be trying to have it or hold it or obtain it, right? Taking too much pleasures in seeing anybody fall or defeated, taking pleasure in it. You understand what I'm saying? Rather than being remorseful and something like that taking place. So this is what we see increasing, but also it also predicted it in the scriptures. So we're right on the right track. The more that we are able to identify the times that we're in, the better we can be able to perform, the better we can be able to optimize not only the circle around us to be able to accomplish the mission and goal, but we'll understand exactly what's going on and we can be able to be effective because it's already the roadmap, the blueprint's already been laid out. If we hit the scriptures, if we hit the Bible, it'll tell us exactly what to do. The only thing that we're unsure of is the time that the Messiah will crack that sky. We don't know the day, time, and an hour, but we understand who would be our enemies during this time right now. And if you can identify your brother as not your enemy, but as your friend, your confidant, the individual that's going to help you get to the next level, right? And you can perform in unity on as such. Guess what? You can overcome and defeat the woes of Satan, whatever else the enemy has lurking for you. You can overcome that together once you're unified as brothers, as natural brothers, as brothers in the faith, no matter what it may be. You can do it, right? You can do it.
Yep. Our goals, honestly, at this day and age, is to create and build generational wealth and have fun on this planet while we're here. Because it don't make no sense to just be stressing out, behind family, behind what people think or say. I mean, think about it, man. Men, we as men, we don't supposed to be worried about words. Our goal is to focus on the goal, the mission. I'm not saying don't have feelings. You can have feelings. You can cry, whatever, hug your girl and all that stuff, and it's cool and it's sweet. But at the end of the day, we still got a mission to complete and we still got a contract to fulfill. And that's what we're here for, because we are here in the physical. And while we're here in the physical, we have to do physical things, meaning we got to lift, we got to solve problems, because when you have a problem, you got to solve it. And then, like I said before, you got to solve the next problem. So the thing is, we just got to learn how to become men again, 100%, and understand our roles, because a lot of us were raised by our mothers, and we didn't always raised by the streets. You was raised by hustlers, drug dealers, or whatever you come from, whatever background you come from. It's imperative that we change that, because ain't no such thing as gangsters no more. Ain't no such thing as hustling no more. What it is building generational wealth, getting life insurance for all your family. So just in case anything happen, your whole family get rich. Why would you get insurance on your car and you don't get insurance on your body? These are the things we need to be thinking about versus egos. Coming in thinking somebody owe you something, coming in thinking somebody has to do something for you. The only person you should be concerned about doing something for you is the Most High, God, Yeshua,
Sense of entitlement.
What else? Allah, whatever you want to call, whatever you call God, whatever name you're using. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking to everybody. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, I feel you.
So whatever you believe in, whatever God you pray to, rely on him, rely on that God. Don't rely on man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But there's only one above all, and that's Yahweh, right? Yes. But of course, accepting the understanding of the differences. Our people throughout history have always done business, have always dealt with other cultures to be able to expand, to be able to grow the tribe, whether it be Judah, whether it be Benjamin, wherever it may be, to trade, to barter. We always dealt with all nations of people, but understanding all walks of life, all natures of people, right? But understanding, of course, who true Israel really is, right? Now, my thing is this, right? When we're thinking about this and we're going based on scripture, Proverbs 16:18 states, pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. So once you loftily in pride, right, it comes before your inevitable destruction. So if you start to find yourself and catch yourself seeing that you may have been wrong in situations, that you wasn't doing or operating in the right spirit, that maybe you need to check yourself, and the Holy Spirit may have tried to check you, or your brother or your sister tried to check you, right? And tried to let you know or inform you of something. You may have not received it, but once it was actually laid out for you in black and white, plain as day, biblically, scripturally, right? If you still don't receive it and you reject it, you operating in pride, you operating in ego, you're being arrogant. And it says that your destruction and that haughtiness in spirit will come. It'll come for you, right? And then that will be your fall, your inevitable demise. The man who can be able to receive correction is what? That's a righteous man. A righteous man loves to receive correction. He loves rebuke. He loves reproof. He loves correction. He wants to hear what people have to say and critique in his way, right? And that's all what we are here to do, is to help each other learn, help each other grow. And not one man is better than the other, because the things that I know, my brother Rah here gonna know it, right? The things that I don't know, my brother Rah here may know it. Or the things that I know, my brother Rah ain't gonna know. And the same thing vice versa with you all. The things we don't know, y'all know. So we can all put that information together, right? Because there's certain books in the Bible that I have not thoroughly studied, right? I haven't thoroughly read it, but you thoroughly studied it. You thoroughly read it. There's certain books that you've been in, like C.O.T.C and, the Apocrypha. You probably been all up and through there, whereas where I may have not been all up and through there. So you brought that to me. Hey, this is all the knowledge that you need to know about C.O.T.C, about the Apocrypha, right? And it only strengthens me as a man. It strengthens me as a leader. It strengthens me as a man for my family. It strengthens me as in all aspects and facets of life, right? And you coming to me humbly, you approaching me with the information, and me receiving it means that we're all operating in a space of humility, and that is empowering the Most High. You get what I'm saying? But if one man or one person, you got the knowledge for C.O.T.C, you got the knowledge for the Apocrypha, and you decide to operate in pride and ego, right? Guess what? You don't bring that information to me because you want to know it all. You want to be the one in charge. You want to be the one with all this information and knowledge and well of knowledge, right? Because you want it. You want to hoard that information. But guess what? Our kingdom now about to fall because of you didn't come forth with the information that the Holy Spirit told you to impart to me. That wisdom he told you to part ways with to me, you didn't do that. You chose not to do it. So now our kingdom is about to fall. Everything's about to crumble, right? Now we're finna be in demise and turmoil. Our whole family is relying on us. And guess what? You decided to rock with the houses of time. You decided to go with the ego, the pride, and allow us to fall because you wouldn't share C.O.T.C with me, because you wouldn't share the information with me. Now, I think it's time for us to stop doing that, bro. I think it's time for us to start building as a nation of people and start sharing the well of knowledge, understanding that spiritual growth and development and developing each other is the most important piece of the puzzle here. And then guess what we can do? Accomplish much, overcome much, just as our ancestors did.
Right. I mean, if you're not privy or savvy to the Bible and you just don't read it, I can break it down simple, because a lot of people start
That's right.
different in different areas in life, and I do suggest that you do read the Bible. It's a plunder of knowledge in there. It'll tell you stuff from point A to point B. Yes, it will. And but what it is you need to get out your feelings, get out of the emotional state, and start thinking logically,
That's right.
That's how I feel. I'm not saying don't use your emotions, because everybody got emotions and feelings, people get angry, sad, mad. You just learn how to control them is what I'm saying.
That's
when
true.
You learn how to control your emotions, because this is some words of the wise. Learn how to control your mind, your tongue, and then also your stomach. You got to choose the right foods. Choose what you eat. It'll help you think clearly. If you stop eating all these fast foods, stop eating. They got McDonald's on every corner, chicken wings on every corner.
Every spot. Yeah,
like, they got
right.
Alcohol on every corner. They got drugs everywhere. They trying to tear us down in so many ways. What they trying to do is
chemical warfare.
It's a chemical warfare. It's a mind warfare. They got prisons. They got drugs. They got alcohol. They got prostitution. They got rape, molestation. The list goes on. You know what I'm saying? So learn to search within yourself first. That's where God dwells. Because the church is within you. You have to learn yourself and love yourself before you can love anybody else. And that's a fact. Meaning control yourself, control your mind, your tongue, and your stomach. Learn how to do things differently. Change the way you think, change the way you eat, change the way you feel. And then you'll start to understand more things on how to communicate effectively with others. I'm talking about anybody. And so if you got
That's so
a
real.
relative that you don't get along with or something like that, you'll start to understand them more. And then you'll start to understand that. Let me read the 4 agreements. And one of the 4 agreements, and I love that book, The 4 Agreements. I suggest it to anybody. One of the agreements is never take anything personal. Even if somebody shoots you in the head, you know, you don't know what that person went through that day. You know, the devil busy everywhere. There's spirits everywhere, and they pass through people. So if you're experiencing depression, you're not depressed. You're just experiencing depression. Depression is a spirit. If you're angry, you're not really angry.
That's good.
You know, what's happening is you're experiencing anger because there's a spirit coming through you. So I don't take things personally anymore like I used to. I understand people, and it's either I'm gonna move around and love you from a distance and still get money with you if possible, or I'm just not gonna deal with you at all and let God deal with you, and then you can come back when you're ready so we can get some money and invest in some tangible or intangible assets.
Right. And then so that comes up with patience, right?
Mm-hmm.
That comes up with patience because you know, we just recently did a 40 days of Eden, bro. We did a 40 days of Eden. We prayed. We fasted. We did the Daniel
How long did y'all
fast
for?
That was 40 days.
Oh, y'all fasted like for what? Off of what?
Oh, just the Daniel fast. So we were doing nothing but raw vegetables, raw fruit,
Nice.
Fruit smoothies, no sugar, no grains, none of that. You know what I mean? Staying away from anything that was that would equate death, and only did things that brought life. Soaking the beans, soaking the lentils, letting them sprout first before eating. This is the type of stuff we were doing during this 40 days of Eden fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning, every morning, and praying, right? And praying and sending out prayers. And I pray for you. I pray for the family. You understand what I'm saying? We did a 40 days of Eden fast, and it was so powerful because the sense of discernment was even heightened. It was even increased even more. And the love and the level of love developed and flourished even more than I would think it would, right? And my thing is that when we tap back into our spiritual gifts, and we stayed away from social media, we stayed away from things that would distract us from positivity, positive things in regards to the Most High, in regards to Yeshua, you know, Jesus and things like that. We refrained from anything that would into the ear gates or the eye gates that was just not profitable. And I promise you, so many people had so many different testimonies of not only restoration of family, which this is a great testimony, restoration of family here. And not only that, restoration of family, restoration of health, healing, you know what I mean? Things like that. And so it was a beautiful time. We took pictures. We got on the Discord app and our group there on Discord. We interacted and shared photos. And it was a very spiritual thing that I'm just really excited to kick off again after Passover one more time. And it just reminded me, when you hit on the way that people are eating, the chemical warfare, right? And all of that, right? When you hit on that and when you touched on that, it brought me to that 40 days of eating. Every single time that I'm having a difficult time, right? Nowadays, I'm starting to remember or notice that I, at some point, bring myself back to the 40 days of eating, of spiritual growth, of waking up in the morning, 5 a.m. prayer, of eating and drinking the right things, right? And cleansing the body and getting that spiritual receptors connected to the Father. You know what I mean? And heighten the spiritual awareness of discernment and things like that. Discernment increase. I mean, so many different gifts, right? Because when we loose ourselves from the things that bind us to this earth, when we start to loose ourselves from them and we start to connect with the Father, then guess what? Our spiritual side, our spiritual powers, our spiritual strength is starting to grow and increase. So when we're coming into this age, a new age of AI and all this other stuff, and integrating with AI, you know, nothing can beat out the Holy Spirit. Nothing can beat out the Holy Spirit. Nothing can beat out the Most High Yahweh. Nothing can beat out Yeshua, Hamashiach, Jesus, the Messiah. Nothing can beat out any of that. I don't care what AI believes it can do, believes it can perform. But if we were to go back in ancient times, we're to go back in the times of Daniel, we're going to go back in the times of Moses, we're going to go back in the times of Yeshua. They had so much time, so much time on their hands to spiritually connect, to spiritually ground, to spiritually do everything, that they were so powerful that they were able to. The prophet Jeremiah was able to rain fire from the sky. I don't want to be sure it's Jeremiah or not Isaiah, but he was able to rain fire from the sky. Moses was able to part the Red Sea, right? And delivering the children of Israel. They were able to do mighty works. Yeshua was able to heal, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. He was able to do all these spiritual works because they were spiritually grounded and connected on a higher level, on a higher frequency, and was no stopping them. We got all these distractions, bro. We got the phone, we got the TVs, we got, big booty chicks walking around with high shorts and who, you know what I mean? We got all these different things that are trying to distract the strength and the spiritual growth to keep us away from it, right? That how can we ever reach that level if we don't take the time out to isolate ourselves to grow spiritually, right?
I agree.
Yeah, it hit home when you mentioned that.
Yeah. I'm here for the people that don't know what we talking about right now. That's never opened up the Bible before, and they still
Elijah. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, they still trying to figure it out, right? Now, you mentioned, we got all these distractions. We do, and we always gonna have them up until it's over with. But what I feel is, as long as you have a balance, y'all, balance yourself out first. You're gonna probably stop at a fast food restaurant today and spend $5 or $10 or $20. But think of if you took that same money and invest it into yourself. Because if you have an asset, why not get an asset so you can buy that stuff for free? Your asset can pay for all of your vices or flaws, right, or whatever, if you got them, if that's what you choose to do. But at least be smart about it is what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm not saying it's right. Be smart about it. And if you do decide you want to mess with some big booty chicks, have a balance. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to do that,
stay away from them.
I mean, but some people are just not going to stay away. You feel me? It's just what it is. So I'm speaking to those people.
I would say stay away. It's not going to bring you anything good. What the Bible says, to close your eyes up. You see a beautiful woman, shut your eyes. Is what it
listen. I know how it is, fellas out here. I know how it is out here. I get it. If you don't, find a wife is what I'm saying, a good wife. But if you are doing this, I'm speaking to those. If you are, I'm not saying that I'm doing it or nothing. I'm saying have a balance, and to have a balance with it is what I'm saying.
Right.
And to it's just entertainment. Is what I'm saying. And find your wife, start a business, focus on your goals and your dreams. And then for the ladies, same way, same thing. Focus on your goals. Find the right husband for you, and don't just be out here watching,
Find the husband first. Career second. Find a husband first. They got y'all thinking backwards. Go career first. No, go husband first, then go career. You know what I mean? Go husband first, then go career. And then guess what? Everything's going to fall in alignment for you, because you're going to have your child in the right moments. You're going to have everything else supporting you in the right moments.
Somebody, what? Can we talk or not talk podcast?
What do you say?
Pure transparency, bro, right?
Hey, but yeah, it's facts. It is transparent, right? But my thing is this, right? Is when we're looking at these things, right? And we're coming out of ego. Why unity is broken among brothers? Why would unity ever be broken? Right? We get the conversation back on track. Why would unity ever be sacrificed or broken? My thing is this, right, y'all? You look around, the body of believers is split. It's split into all different denominations. You got split into all different sects. You got split in just people having small disagreements, not keeping the book, right? Completely abandoning Matthew 18 and going directly off of their own path instead of taking it to their brother and their brother alone so they can be able to settle their differences, right? It says you have your out with your brother. You go to your brother, you go to him, and you go to him alone, right? And if he receives you, then you gained your brother. Well, so many of us have skipped that step, right? So many of us has gone straight to step number 2 and finding someone to confide in, right? To confide in rather than going directly to your brother to hatch out the small little issues, kinks. Sometimes we got House of Satan that literally will minister to us. And you say, the brother shook your hand. He said, all right, bless you. Man, why you say bless you like that? I wonder why he said bless you like that, man. Did I do something wrong to him? Next thing you know, you got House of Satan ministering to you in your mind. Man, maybe he think you did something wrong. Maybe he think that this, maybe he thinking that, maybe he did that. Now, next thing you know, the House of Satan is ministering to you and it's causing this rift of unity between yourself and that brother. The brother don't even know what's really going on. You never brought it to him. You never sought him. You consulted with the demonic forces before you consulted with your brother, who also should be walking on that spiritual plane, who also would have much love for you. You understand what I'm saying? And what could be a common misunderstanding starts to cause division. What do you think, bro?
Yep. There's a lot of misunderstandings, in life. A lot of people have a lot of misunderstandings and misconceptions. But the thing is, that's part of life, because you got to understand. We have to understand this right here.
Mm-hmm.
We were put here to learn and make mistakes. Period. Because how we gonna grow spiritually without these mistakes? I wouldn't be here sitting with you here today if it wasn't for some of the mistakes I made as a brother. And I feel the same way about you.
Absolutely.
We wouldn't be here. So I'm speaking to the people that are still making mistakes and feel like they can't look nowhere and turn nowhere, and you think that you ain't nothing. You are something. If it wasn't for your mistakes, you would not be who you are today. I say, keep making mistakes. That's how I feel. Because if you continue to make those mistakes, you will grow. And I wouldn't be here today who I am if I didn't make mistakes. So I'm here to say I love mistakes. And the balance with that is, y'all, is that you have to just learn how to balance yourself, man. At the end of the day, once you learn how to balance yourself, those mistakes will become good mistakes.
Right.
You feel me? It's about how you handle them. It's about how you think about them. This is a mind thing.
Yeah.
If you thinking negatively about the mistakes and I'm not nothing on this and this and that, man, whatever, bro. Stop crying. Stop acting crazy. Understand and understand that the mistakes make you who you are, make you stronger. Even for my ladies out there, I love y'all, and I understand y'all making mistakes and y'all trying to figure out a way to deal with us men. You know what I'm saying? And learn us, because we've been divided so long. But if it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't even be here. You know what I'm saying? The women, you know what I'm saying? And that's a fact.
Right.
Because God had to
balance.
We need to balance the yin and the yang.
Right.
So we just gotta learn, grow from our mistakes, man, and and put all unnecessary thoughts that's gonna hold you back to the side and say, you know what? Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I did that. I sure did. Like, some people overdoing stuff right now, and I'm gonna tell y'all right now, y'all gonna continue to make mistakes. Don't ever think that you're gonna make a mistake tomorrow. Probably, who knows? We're gonna do this.
You're gonna make a mistake. As soon as you get done with this, you might make a mistake.
Right. Y'all might be going after this. You might go eat a burger at McDonald's.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you right now, don't eat.
Should
I say this? Don't eat McDonald's, because
don't eat McDonald's.
because I don't.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't want McDonald's trying to put a.
Hey man, it's our opinion. It's our opinion that is protected by our rights, right? That's protected by our rights of freedom of speech. You understand what I'm saying? So yes, McDonald's is something you want to avoid eating at all costs.
So once you stop eating at McDonald's and Popeyes and all the other fast foods, man, y'all gonna start thinking so much more clear. And then you might even be able to hug somebody you never hugged before, because you're gonna start understanding why they still eating fast food, not eating no fruits, and keeping a healthy balance. They're gonna be confused while you elevating spiritually, mentally, financially. This is what happened. It happened to me,
Right.
I had to purge myself and I had to fast. And not only did I fast, I went celibate.
Right.
For a very long time. I'm not gonna give exact numbers. And it was so great. Sometimes you do need to balance yourself out. Fast, retain, focus, follow your goals and your dreams and aspirations, and everything is going to just come to you. And next thing you know, you and your family working together, and all egos will be put to the side. It's about controlling yourself. That's it. You control yourself first. That's it. Don't ever take none personal with nobody. If somebody is bothering you and you feel like, and they make you upset, that at that point they're controlling you. You lost control over yourself. You know what I mean?
That's right.
You lose the control. So I'm just telling y'all this, and I'm gonna leave it here right there. Say you got a car, right? Because a lot of people are not in control. You got a car, right? And you bought this car. This is your car, and somebody else driving it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What if they drunk? What if they are high? You know what I'm saying? But they driving your whip, and you in the back seat.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is, get out the back seat, get in the front seat of your car, take control of your state. Take control of your life is what I'm saying, and start driving your own vehicle, man, and let them sit in the back and watch you, and you want to get them to the destination safely because they watching. Just like somebody's watching right now. Somebody is just watching us right now, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are learning from this, and what they're gonna do with this information is help somebody else.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, you know, you always want to identify where the meat is. You want to get the meatier parts, get yourself built up. And like you said, you're going to make mistakes, right? We all make mistakes. It's perfect practice makes perfect. So once you get it perfected, then guess what? The only way you can get to perfect is if you make mistakes. You got to fail. You got to fail. What does it say in the scripture? It says a righteous man falls 7 times, but what does he do? He continues to rise. He continues to get back up. What's up, Instagram, IG? He continues to rise. He continues to get back up. That's how you can determine if it's a righteous man or not. If a man's not righteous, he's going to fall. And guess where he's going to stay? He's going to stay in a fallen state. He's going to stay in a fallen state of man. He's not going to get back up. He's not going to try again. He's not going to walk in a righteous manner to where he wants to be an example, right, to the next generation or to whoever's watching. You want to be sure that you're constantly being an example. It doesn't matter if you are failing at something. It doesn't matter if right now maybe everything in your life ain't lined up perfectly the way it needs to be. It don't matter if you're going throughout life and maybe you're struggling and you may be homeless at the moment, but you're looking to make a comeback. Listen, as long as you have an understanding that your comeback is inevitable, that you're going to bounce back. It is what it is. That's what makes you a righteous man, right? Because my thing is this, right? You look at each patriarch throughout the scriptures. You look at them and what they had to overcome, what they had to accomplish, even though they may have restraints, not only financial restraints, they had restraints with spirituality, being tested spiritually constantly over and over again. All these different things, right? That would make a man really want to give up and want to quit. Right, but this is what their capabilities are as righteous men, staying focused on the goals that the Most High has them set on. Right, and not only that, since you do have brethren, and then the love of the brethren should remain intact. There shouldn't be no division amongst you. Right, as the book says, there should be no division amongst you. You should be all on one accord, understanding the main goal and the main mission is to what? To be on to perfection. To Yahshua, right? Not to say that y'all ain't gonna have disagreements, but y'all gonna be like-minded, understanding you got the same goal and mission. You should never allow anything to come in between you to divide you or separate you from anything, not any sort of small disagreements that you guys can work out, and any type of the conflicts you can be able to sit down and be like men and actually talk out, rather than exploiting it, blasting it throughout social media, trying to keep the drama alive because maybe you yourself feel like you're inadequate and you don't have anything valuable in your life, but to start drama, cause drama, continue the drama stoke, right? Stoking the drama fire constantly. No, you got to come together as men at some point and sit down and have a great understanding, a better understanding, right? Better understanding as to what to do to move forward. Or you need to go ahead and figure out the best way to find the individuals who are willing to never want division amongst them. And the ones who are the tares, you already know how to identify them and separate yourself from the tare, who don't mean anybody any good, who's not trying to restore anybody, who's not trying to do anything to have their brother or sister restored or restoration. They just want to tear them down. That's how you identify them. You identify the ones who seek to cause division just based on strife, and not the ones who seek to want to address something just based on restoration. Restoration. You understand what I'm saying? So that's one of the things that I definitely want to bring out as well. Listen, my thing is this, bro, is that while we're talking about these particular topics, right, things that cause unity to be broken amongst the brethren, things like that, and things like that. The blueprint, the real blueprint for brotherhood. What do you think about a real blueprint of brotherhood? You know what I mean? And my thing is this, right? As we get into this topic and conversation, we can always say that about the kingdom business if we can't even come together, right? If we're constantly broken apart, if we're constantly divided, you understand what I'm saying? Even breaking the bread during Yeshua's time. When he had all the disciples around him, when they all were around him, they were all in unity. The moment he broke out that somebody would betray him, they all started to do what? Divide. Instantly. They all started to operate in division. You know why I say that? I'm not saying it to where it's like physically divide. I'm talking mentally. The reason why I say they all started to mentally divide because they started to blame themselves. They started to say, "It is it me?" They started looking at themselves, right? And these men were so righteous that they didn't blame one another. They didn't blame Judas. They didn't call him out. They didn't do any of that. They individualized themselves. They isolated themselves and looked inwardly, as we all should do if we're dealing with sin, if we're dealing with sinful behavior. We all should look inwardly first. You understand what I'm saying? Before we start to point the fingers, let's look inwardly first, and then we can address what's out. But they started to divide first. Is it me? Is it I? Am I the one who's going to do this? Not only started to divide, but also Yeshua knew that he had that one devil, and he was sitting right next to him. Are you sitting right there with him? He knew it. He didn't cease to love him. He didn't cease to treat him with kindness and patience and long suffering. He still received him and accepted him as a disciple of the Most High, as a disciple of his that he chose. And so my thing is this, right? The blueprint in that context, understanding, looking within first, then addressing what's out. The blueprint of brotherhood. What do you think, brother?
The blueprint, man. That's
deep. I mean, yes, sir.
It's really simple, man.
Right.
God, you got to keep God first. You got to keep the Most High first. Because that's ultimately what's gonna save this whole situation. But also, like I said, letting men be men. You cannot belittle your brother. You cannot act like your brother and not a man. We are all men in our own different ways. We got to respect that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Respect the man that you are. I want to see my brother be strong. If you feel like you're trying to make my brother weak and you come at my brother, you coming at me. I want him to be strong. He has to be strong. And if he's not strong, how can he be a man? And how can you be good for anybody if you're not strong? So
that's right.
Why wouldn't I want my brother to be strong, wealthy, wise? 2 is better than 1. 3 is greater than 2. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's facts.
Simple math. So, if you're dealing with my family, you're dealing with my brother, the blueprint is that we're going to stick together and we're going to make sure that we empower each other in our own ways and what we're powerful for. Bringing me back to delegation. Meaning we have to come together, keep God first in this so he can guide us through this and be natural. I was born a man. I'm going to be a man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I can't do anything else. And if anybody try to come and stop that and do anything to try to put a raft in that or rift in that or any obstacles, you're going to have issues. And so that's what the blueprint is. Being what you were born to be. I mean, I don't got nothing against nobody. I'm not saying that. I'm just a naturalist. I believe in nature. I believe in what God created, and I love myself because God created me this way. So I'm not into changing anything about who I'm meant to be. That's the blueprint. The blueprint, y'all, is be what you were born to be. Be natural. So if you got on something fake, put on something real is what I'm saying. Yeah, that's the blueprint. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Am I making sense? Or am I
absolutely? Yeah, because that doubles down, right? That doubles down on the love and the charity you have for one another. And like you said, if I'm looking to be strong, then my brother who's next to me has to be strong as well, because it's going to be a reflection on me. When I enter into a space, I want 2 strengths to enter into that space.
Right.
Not 2 different weaknesses, not a weakness in a strength, but a strength, meaning power, like strength, authority. And that strength is going to exude coming directly from the Most High, because the Most High is going to produce that strength, going to produce that within it. Within that, he's going to bless that walk. He's going to bless that union. He's going to bless that love of the brethren, that love of the brotherhood. It's just going to happen that way, because that's the blueprint that Yah has set forth. That only thing that we need to do is obey it and be obedient towards it. Understanding long suffering, patience, understanding love, charity, all these different fruits of the spirit, to where we can be able to share it with one another. And once we're exemplifying and we're walking in the fruits of the spirit, guess what? You easily going to want to eat from that tree. You're going to easily want to eat that fruit, because it's ripe. It's ready. You understand what I'm saying? So my thing is that when we're moving like this and we're on this frequency, the blueprint is what it is. It's been laid out throughout the scriptures. We understand it in our mind how to deal with each other and lift each other up and put each other on that right plane, understanding that we're going to always be able to protect, guide, and do whatever we need to do for each other. When we're doing this, who can stop you? What weapon can be able to be formed against you? How is anything going to be able to prosper to be able to tear something like that down? Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. And so putting away the ego and stepping into unity is one of the largest things that we got to do as men, as family, as brothers. All of that stuff is it's one of the most important things. And honestly, I want to go over this scripture here as well. Let me go over this scripture in regards to that. We're going to go Colossians, right? 3:13. Bear with each other and forgive one another. And over all these virtues, put on love. What? Paul, our beloved brother Paul, wrote to the Colossians and said, listen, over all these virtues, you need to put on love, right? But it all starts with forgiveness. Put on love. How many of you know what love truly is? What love truly looks like? What is important when it comes to love? How many of you actually truly know? Or do you use that word and throw it around like hotcakes? Or you use that word and pass it around like candy in a petri dish? What do you actually understand the weightiness of the word love and the feelings and emotions that need to be attached with that word when it resulting to your brother, when it resulted to your sister, to your family members, whatever it may be, right? Right? Love, which binds them all together in perfect unity. So forgiveness first, then love. Those two right there will bind us together in perfect unity. We need to be forgiven, and we need that love in order to be bound in perfect unity. What do you think, bro? We're gonna go. Closing thoughts on this particular conversation, man.
Yeah. Love, unity, right?
Yeah.
Good combination. It's like you got a recipe. You got a pot. You putting the ingredients in. I mean, you got to know what you're gonna put in that pot if you want that food to taste good, right?
That's right.
Those are some good ingredients. Now, if you throwing in some BS in that pot, it's gonna throw the taste off of the food. So we got to understand what to put in the pot. All you got to do is we can simplify and break it down. Long as it's positive versus a negative, because you got to remember there's two sides to a coin and everything. You only can be one thing, okay? You can't be hot and cold. That lukewarm stuff don't work. Right. You only can be good or evil, smart or dumb, So I'm just saying, put whatever's good into the pot. If you put negative stuff, in your spirit is negative. So if you come into somebody and you come into them with negative energy, that's not a good recipe. But if you coming out of love and it's coming with positivity, that's a good recipe,
Right.
And so that's what it's really all about. Ain't nobody gonna be perfect with this. Practice makes perfect. You can start today. And say, I'm gonna start coming at people with peace, and love no matter what, and not taking things personal, which brings me back to one of the 4 agreements, not taking stuff personal. And even the Father in heaven will tell you the same thing, because if that's the case, if he start taking stuff personal, man, we all be out of here. You know, all the sinning around in this one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
So God not taking nothing personal. Why should you? Like, he forgive you every single time you do something negative. He like, you know what? I got you. I believe in you. Next time, I'm gonna go ahead and look out for you and watch out. And I'm gonna go ahead and let you keep living. I'm gonna give you another 24 to try again. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So when we wake up, we need to think about that 24 hours he gave us again. Be grateful for what we do have. I don't care if you're in your car sleeping, you got a roof over your head. I don't care if you got one pair of clothes, or one pair of shoes and one outfit. You have clothes. I don't care if you eating pork right now. You need to stop eating that pork. But if you do, you still got food though, you know, and it's a negative food. But I'm saying is be thankful for what you have, and be positive as you can, because it could be taken away any given moment. It's people right now walking around here with no feet, no hands, no toes. People having surgery that you don't even know about. You know what I'm saying? So,
man,
yeah,
come on now.
We got to go ahead and step up to the plate and understand, the positive things, and learn how to, mix that pot. Make the right recipe. You know,
that's facts. That's facts. And not only that, y'all. Unity ain't just about standing side by side. You got to understand the key ingredients of forgiveness and love. Understanding that those two things right there will bind us together, right, in that unity. But it ain't just about standing side by side, y'all. We got to know that when we have the love of the Messiah, the love of Yah, also it merged within that, then we can never go wrong. Everything that we touch, everything that we build, it will turn to gold. I promise you it will. It just, you got to be patient. Sometimes things operate in a perfect patience, right? Allow perfect patience to have its work, and you need to go ahead and execute, understanding that if any division comes amongst you, that you identify where the division is coming from, the source of it, the nucleus of the division, and you eradicate it immediately. Don't let the sun go down on your wrath. You deal with that division immediately, so that way you can peel that cancer out before it spreads, before it tries to grow and tries to eliminate the body of the body that you developed. You understand what I'm telling you? So you need to be sure that you do all these things. These are key factors into being sure that you strengthen your relationships, not only between your natural family, but also between you and the rest of your brothers in the faith. Be sure that you keep it strong. Don't allow it to develop, whatever that cancer may be, of jealousy, envy, greed, whatever it is. You need to seek it within yourself first. That's what I'm saying. Seek it within yourself first. Am I the problem? Am I the drama? How can I eradicate this from my life, from our unity? Find it, seek it, and destroy it, right? And that's how our basic systems work. That's how Yah designed us. You understand what I'm saying? Find it, seek it, and destroy it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So with that being said, y'all, welcome to Warsheep Podcast, featuring Conversations of the Conscious Podcast. We got a lot more content. We're going to be coming together as brothers, because we are brothers, and we want to just come to y'all and just give y'all some of our life experiences that we've had and things that we've learned over the course of our time being on this planet over 3 decades. I ain't gonna give y'all my you feel me?
Hey, it's been a little bit.
Yeah, so and we have been through some things. We're gonna come harder next time and be more prepared, and we getting it in, and we gonna make it happen. You can follow me on Instagram at Lord_Rah_the Great. On Facebook, you'll see Roderick McLean. Also, you can like and subscribe Conversations of the Conscious Podcast. And you can also go to my website for any wealth building that you want to obtain at www.preeminencefinancial.com.
It'll be in the description box below.
Yes, sir.
Y'all go ahead and click that link. We'll have it down there for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so, yeah, absolutely. So my thing is this, y'all. I appreciate y'all joining us, right? And we're going to go ahead and land this plane here, because what I'm hoping is that we've parted ways with enough wisdom for you all to receive what we have to say, not based on two individuals who have no idea what your plight is, not based on two individuals that don't know where you're coming from. Oh, well, he gets on my nerves on the weekend, man. He always spit and I'm gonna spit on the line. Not that it's two individuals who can't relate to your struggle. We're two individual men, right? Two men who are here in unity. right? Who are brothers, blood, flesh and flesh, bone to bone. And we're telling you now, we understand the struggle of dealing with natural family. We understand the struggle of having to maintaining the unity. We understand the struggle of all of this, right? And we want to tell you this, right? That we're not talking at you. We speaking with you. We're standing with you in this whole thing. We're not talking at you.
Dang,
I want you to remind that. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. You know,
yeah, that was a good one right there. I ain't gonna even front.
Yeah. We listen, because I don't want you guys to get to think that anybody faking any funk. Listen, it's a forever process, and we want to be here in every step of your journey of not only restoring your family, restoring your brotherhood, but also keeping a healthy bond between brothers, between your sisters, between your husband and your wife, whatever it may be, keeping a healthy bond, right? And listen, we just want to be an example as much as we possibly can, as y'all give us inspiration. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Any last words, my brother, before we land this plane? Or should we jump in the chat real quick for about 5 minutes? What you got? What you got going on?
We could do 5 minutes.
About 5 minutes. Let's dive in the chat. Y'all got anything y'all want to drop in the chat real quick? Yeah, I'm gonna see what's up. See if we got some comments we can do. Man, bless you, brother. RC Gray. Man, shout out to you, my brother. Brother RC Gray said that this is a beautiful build. Hallelujah. This is a beautiful build. I'm about to go into the chat real quick, y'all. About to go into the chat right now. Let's see. It's a beautiful build. All right. Let's see my brother Vic. Bless you, bro. Vic. All right. He said life. What did it say? Life in the walk is to be entertaining the demons. Right? Life in the walk. Life in the walk is to be entertaining the demons. Yeah, not to be entertaining the demons. Not to be entertaining the demons. Very edifying, bro. Yes, sir. Bless you. Bless you, brother. Can we talk, not talk, brother Chris Briggs? Bless you. Very edifying, man. I appreciate that love. Hallelujah. I appreciate you, my brother. All right. Wow. Thank you, brother Rah. Shout out. He said, thank you, brother Rah. Brother RC Gray said, thank you, brother Rah. Yeah, because, hitting it hard, on point. Let's see if we got any other comments we can. Life in the walk is too big to be. Okay. Life in the walk is too big to be entertaining demons. Okay, there we go. Correction. Bro Vic. Because life is in the walk is a little too big to entertain demons. You right, brother. You right. Because we got so much more to build and accomplish other than sitting here trying to entertain the hoopla, the nonsense, the demonic forces that wishes to keep you stuck, that don't want you to turn on and go into full signal. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. There's a video, man. Honestly, I was going to get us to react to it. It's a video. And he's a millionaire. Well, honestly, mostly a billionaire, kind of. And he was talking about the difference between noise and signal, right? And he was saying the signal to noise ratio. You got to understand your signal to noise ratio. So while this billionaire, right, is on this podcast, I believe he's being interviewed. And he brought that out, and he said that when he first got started, he really gauged his levels of signal and noise. Signal is how much work is he getting done versus the noise, right? The noise, his family members, right? Or whatever else is distracting him, friends or events or whatever it may be. Anything that's not allowing him to propel himself forward, that noise that's intervening in his signal, meaning building and growing as a business, as a community, as a unit, that he had to be sure that he proportioned it out, that he had to make sure that signal was able to flourish, right, and thrive, where he kept the noise down as much as possible, right? Beautiful interview. Man, the man laid it out for me plainly. He taught me so much. You know what I'm saying? And it really clicked in my mind. I'm like, if I'm going to ever accomplish being sure that I can work out my schedule appropriately, I got to be sure that I'm on signal, and I got to be sure that I'm doing the right moves. Man, when I downloaded this app, you guys, it's a tidbit for y'all, right? Get yourself a schedule, okay? Get yourself a schedule. You need to itemize your time. This thing called a Monday app. It's like a thing that was created by Google. It's called Monday. Look it up. If you don't use Monday right now, if you don't have a scheduling app or anything platform right now, then I've been using this app called Monday. I might share it with y'all a little bit later. And it's been helping me with my signal. It's been helping me stay on track. It's been helping me stay on task, right? And accomplishing my goals. So anything that I need to do, it don't mean it's just in natural life, in everyday life. If I need to accomplish something, I put it in that Monday app as a task to do. And I'll let myself know if it's a critical task. I'll let myself know if it's a task that could wait, right? Or if I'm working on that task currently, I'll let myself know this, but it'll keep me on track. It'll keep me, and I can be able to check off each thing off of my list as I go down that list, right? It'll remind me, it'll send me notifications about the task. And it's just a great app to really organize your life. If you got a lot going on like myself, listen, if you got a lot going on and you need to schedule your time out, you need to go ahead and get you one of those apps. It's going to be a lifesaver for you. It's going to be a time saver, a lifesaver, and all of that stuff that's jumbled up in your mind as a to-do list is going to be all in plain and black and white. You can see it right there on your dashboard and on your desktop computer, and you can go ahead and start checking them off one by one, and you can get notifications, right, to remind you that you need to get back on signal. Okay, so yes, sir.
And we definitely went in there. We're down there, and I hope y'all learned from this experience in this podcast, and we're looking forward to the next one.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. So I appreciate y'all joining us here today for the Warsheep Podcast. And also, don't forget to go and subscribe, like and subscribe, right? Not only that, share it with those individuals who need to hear the message. Not only that, hey, go visit Conversations of the Conscious. We're going to go ahead and get that joint put together. Honestly, it's going to be in the description box below. We're going to have even more conversations posted just like this one. All right. So y'all make sure y'all go subscribe. Go check out my brother Rah over there as well. You understand what I'm saying? And y'all come back and you holler at your boy. This is your host, Barak. All right. And we see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to drop the ram and a sheep in the chat for all my righteous alpha men. Drop a ram in the chat for me, please. And all my elegant women, drop a sheep in the chat for me, please. We'll see y'all in the next one, right? We'll see you this first day. Be it the Father's will. Peace. Bless you, and shalom, shalom.